This is lesson 13-4, Writing to Explain. This is our problem-solving lesson. Our essential question is, how do you write a good mathematical explanation? There's no vocab for this lesson. Example number 1. The steepness of a ramp is the ratio of the height to the length of the base. One ramp has a steepness of 3 to 4. So the 3 would represent the height because that is what came first. And the 3 came first. So 3 is the height. And the 4 would be the length. So what would be the length of another ramp with the same steepness if the height were 9 feet? So we know we're looking to change the height. So we're looking for the top number. So let's set this up as a ratio of 3 to 4. And then we know we're looking for another ratio that has a height of 9 feet. So now we have to say, how do we get from 3 to 9? We multiply by 3. So we have to do the same thing at the bottom. 4 times 3 is 12. So that ratio would be 9 to 12. And the length would be 12. So, giving a good mathematical explanation, we would explain our steps. We would say, first we wrote 3/4 as a ratio, comparing the height to the length. Then we knew we had to get to 9 feet for the height. So we set up a proportion. Then we multiplied 3 times 3 to get to 9. So we did the same thing on the bottom, and 4 times 3 is 12. So 12 is the new length. That would be a good mathematical explanation. Example number 2. Tom uses a ratio of 2 cups of broth to 1 cup vegetables. In his soup. If he uses 4 cups of vegetables, how many cups of broth does he need? So we know we have to get to 4 cups of vegetables. Now I put that on the bottom because vegetables was on the bottom here, so I have to keep them the same. So now I just solve. How do I get from 1 cup to 4 cups? I do that by multiplying by 4. How do I get from 2 to our unknown number? Well, I do the same thing. I multiply by 4. So 2 times 4 is 8 cups of broth. So my mathematical explanation would be very similar to the first one. We set up a ratio comparing cups of broth to cups of vegetables. Then we set up a proportion. And then we found out we had to multiply by 4 to get from 1 cup of vegetables to 4 cups of vegetables. So we had to do the same thing at the top, multiply by 4. So 2 cups of broth times 4 equals 8 cups of broth. Alright, you have one practice problem. Make sure you solve, but also explain like I've been doing. I know I haven't been writing it out, but I've been verbally explaining. But I want you to write out your explanation. Tell me how you found your answer. Don't forget a word problem or question, and rate your understanding.